A very good late afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm James Preston and you're watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney. This is the last show of the day, the last trade. The ASX 200 was up by 0.8% in mid-afternoon trading today, with all sectors higher except for energy, which is dragging due to declines in coal miners and oil producers. Eventually, the benchmark index set a new 20-day high, gaining 0.53%. The index has gained 1.94% and is currently 2.87% off its 52-week high. On the sectoral front, 9 of 11 sectors were trading higher. Information technology was the best performing sector, gaining 1.2% and 7.1% for the past 5 days. Let's now take a look at the top gainers and losers of the day. The top performer on the ASX pack was Codan, up by 7.6%. It was followed by Wally, whilst Kogan.com also made it to the gainers list after reporting strong growth periods during the 3 months ending on the 30th of September 2021. Another top performer was Bapcor and also Ria Group. Leading the red zone today was Whitehaven Coal, that fell as much as 7%. Other top laggards were Flight Centre Travel Group and the Star Entertainment Group. Alumina and Tyro Payments also struggled today. Turning our attention now to headline makers, with the focus still squarely on Kogan. The online retailer traded in the green zone today. Its stock was up by over 5%. The online shopping portal has continued to achieve strong growth during the 3 months ending the 30th of September 2021, driven by accelerating growth in Kogan First memberships, optimised inventory positions, strong growth in Kogan Marketplace and also Mighty Ape. Beach Energy shares plummeted by over 4% after the oil and natural gas exploration and production company revealed its first quarter activities report for 2022. It's also been stated that it aims to reach a net zero emission target by 2050. Another stock in the red zone after releasing its quarterly update was Flight Centre Travel Group, which was down by over 4%. The 12 months to June 30, 2021 was another incredibly challenging period for all aviation and travel-related stocks. Due in no small part to the pandemic, Flight Centre has enhanced its environment, social and governance focus. Mining giant BHP Group has also raised its offer for Canadian nickel explorer Noront Resources by $128 million as it tries to wrest control of the company off billionaire Andrew Forrest. The miner is willing to pay 75 Canadian cents for each share in the company under a proposal that values Noront at about 479 million Aussie dollars. BHP shares were trading up by 1% today. On the new listings front, telecommunications software provider ActivePort made its debut on the ASX today and began trading it under the ticker of ATV. The business raised 12 million Aussie dollars in an initial public offering, wherein Magnolia Capital Group came on board as a cornerstone investor. The funds raised will be used to accelerate ActivePort's global growth. Origin Energy seems to be leveraging from the gains in crude oil prices and high Asian liquid natural gas prices as the outlook for the major electricity and gas supplier has improved. Origin Energy saw its shares trading up by 1.7% today. Tyro Payments has also notified that a class action has been filed against the company in the Federal Court of Australia following the massive failure of its payments network earlier in the year. The stock itself dived by nearly 3% today. In regards to new appointments, NAB has appointed two-time Young Entrepreneur of the Year award winner James Spencerley as a non-executive director who will join the board on December 1. The move comes at a time when major banks battle fintech competition and embrace digital approaches. NAB shares traded in the green zone today. And now let's take a very small break, but stay tuned as I'll be back with more trending market updates in just a moment on The Last Trade. Tune in to get the latest information.
Whether it's about market movements or the currency graph,
sectoral coverage or industry news,
we cover it all on our news segments.
Be on top of the latest news
with Kalkine TV.
Hello and welcome back. James Preston here with the market close commentary for the last trade. Let's now turn our attention to Asian and global market performance. Mixed cues continue to pave the way for Asian markets. Today, the Singapore Exchange traded 33 points or 0.18% higher, while MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan rose by 0.52%. Japan's Nikkei advanced by 0.58%, South Korea's Kospi shed 0.33%, China's Shanghai declined 0.5%, and Hong Kong's Hang Seng gained 0.4%. Currency markets are jumping around this morning as US government 10-year bond yields rose to 6-month highs amid increasing expectations of interest rates rising. So much so that Japan's yen has fallen to a 4-year low against the greenback. And just before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the cryptocurrency market. The first Bitcoin-linked exchange-traded fund listed in the US debuted as the second most heavily traded fund on record in a watershed moment for the crypto industry and sent Bitcoin within striking distance of its all-time peak. Bitcoin, the world's biggest cryptocurrency, touched $63,337.54 after the listing, its highest point since mid-April and near its record of $64,895.22. Bitcoin has risen by around 40% this month on the hopes of the advent of Bitcoin ETFs. For that matter, Bitcoin futures were also up by over 2% today. Interestingly, crypto ETFs have already launched this year in Canada and Europe amid surging interest in digital assets. Following the trajectory, Nasdaq Incorporated has approved the listing of the Valkyrie Bitcoin Strategy ETF. And also Grayscale, the world's largest digital currency manager, plans to convert its Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into a spot Bitcoin ETF. Alright, well that's all for the last trades. Hope you enjoyed the show and that you enjoyed a very successful day of trading. We'll be back to do it all again tomorrow from 9:30 with Rachel Jones and the Morning Outlook. I'm James Preston, reminding you to stay apprised and invest wise with Kalkine.